Okay, when did you become this actress? Because you're good. You're really, really good.
Thank you. I'm glad it's working out okay because I don't know how this happened. 10 years ago, when War Room came out, if you can believe it, War Room was a decade ago.
10 years ago, wow.
And
so good.
The writers of that film called me as they were coming to the end of writing. I didn't know them well at the time, had only met them a couple times. They called us and said, we have written this script. And as we are writing the lines for the main character, we have thought, what would Priscilla Shirer say right here? What would Priscilla Shirer say right here?
Wow.
Their wives had done some of my Bible studies. They'd heard me speak at different conferences.
Amazing.
So that had been in, they didn't even realize that they said, but the soundtrack in their head had been, what would Priscilla Shirer say
Is
right
that
here?
amazing?
So by the time they got to the end of it, they thought, why don't we call her?
Let's call Priscilla Shirer.
Yes. So they called me. I'll never forget the day they called. Me and Jerry were on speakerphone and they asked, will you do this? And of course they were like, we'd have to audition you because, just because you can speak or something doesn't mean it will translate on a screen. But they said, will you consider it? And I said, no, crazy. I was like, no way. Because we've all seen movies before that could have been good, except that one person that thought they could act.
You refused to be that one person to mess it up.
Yes. And at that point, these guys had written Facing the Giants and Courageous. Like, there's a solid ministry tool in what they were doing.
Yeah.
And I was like, y'all need to call somebody who's a real actor who knows how to do this so it's not messed up. And I even texted them the names of about 10 African-American women. And I was like, here's some women that I think they are great actresses. Why don't y'all call them? And they said, just think about it. Will you just read the script and pray about it before saying no? And so I read the script. And what they said to me was, Priscilla, we think when you read it, you will see it as not just a movie. It is ministry. It is what you do. It's just a different way of doing it.
That's great.
So I read the script that is War Room, and anybody who's seen that knows it's straight ministry.
Straight ministry,
Absolutely.
And so I prayed about it, and Jerry and I called some mentors in my life to say, what do y'all think about this? This is so off the beating path of anything I've done and anything I've thought I would ever do or that ministry would include. And then as I prayed about it, one of the last things that sort of pushed me over the line to say yes was that the director said to me, Priscilla, if you speak every weekend to 1,000 people for the rest of your life, you will not reach as many people as one movie will. And that is true. There are 200 million people so far that have seen War Room.
Wow.
And I could spend a lifetime and never minister to that many people in person. And when he said that to me, I thought, you know what? Yeah. What an opportunity and a gift I will miss out on. Because War Room's going to do what War Room's going to do, or these movies are going to do what they're going to do with or without me. But I'll miss out on the joy of being a part of it. And so I said, Jerry agreed, and we were like, let's just see. Let's just try it. And I thought it would be the only time in life I would ever do it. Because who just randomly is in a movie, you know? And now 4 films later, the Lord has used these movies to meet people that would never come in a church. They would never be at a generations conference or read a book, or they just, that's not in their frame of reference. They'll never open the Bible, but they will go to these movies.
That's
And so the testimonies we've heard of people who've gotten saved in movie theaters or people who've been prayed over by strangers after they saw, I mean, it's outrageous the ministry God has done through these films.
Wow.